Hi, I'm Stan DeFreitas, Mr. Greenthumb. We're going to talk about an interesting plant, a beautiful plant that has 5 petals. And I noticed this in the nursery the other day and I thought, I don't really see too many plants that have this particular 5-petaled fashion. This is called Bacopa, and I say that it could be pronounced, I'm sure, many different ways around the world. It's a plant that's mostly from India originally, and it was traditionally used as a medicinal plant by folks in India. And they used it for ADHD, they used it for dementia, Alzheimer's. It was used for many different ways. And I'm not practicing medicine here, so I'm not going to try to tell you how to use it other than they've used many different parts of it for health benefits. Now, it's a pretty little plant. I'd say in many gardens, it's going to be used just for its beauty. And you see that little yellow center with a nice kind of a purpley violet surrounding on the 5 petals makes a nice addition to a landscape. But it's also interesting, I like to find out that there's plants that can be used in other ways. And I just recently found out that the plant can be used as a medicinal plant as well, or has been used for literally centuries in India, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I like to show you something that's different and that also is attractive. So I know that, you know, one of the scourges we have in our country, dementia, Alzheimer's, and it's interesting to me that a plant that's been around forever and a day might hold, I say might, hold some promise with 2 of these horrible diseases that we're trying to find cures to. This plant, of course, I would say full sun for best flowering. Make sure that you water it on a pretty regular basis. Small container like this, probably almost every day. And the Bacopa, as it's sometimes called, I think you'll find it in some nurseries. It's only going to be grown in warmer areas. It will be a perennial in warm areas. In other words, it'll live year after year. If you're in a cool area, you're going to consider this an annual. You're going to grow it probably, you know, in your early spring and summer, wherever you may be. And you're going to make sure that it gets a good deal of moisture, which means I said every day or 2, you're going to check it with your moisture meter. If it gets dry to the surface, you're going to make sure that you give it some water. This Bacopa, I think, is an interesting plant. We might even just kind of see if we can pull this out. Oh, it's pretty heavy soil here. Might have a problem. Oh, you can see it's really almost pure peat. And you've seen some of the plants we pull out in the past where they're kind of sandy or they're half perlite. That means this plant likes a good deal of moisture. So you're going to want to make sure that you follow suit. Add a lot of peat, maybe a lot of cow manure. Try to improve that soil to get the best kind of results. But what a beautiful little flower, a nice addition. It's going to stay lower, so you might use this as a lower plant and then put some larger plants behind it to kind of give you that staired effect, or, you know, step effect from lower to medium to higher. Beautiful little plant that you ought to have in your garden. If you like it, make sure you like our segments and make sure that you subscribe. And tell Uncle Fred and Aunt Mary they ought to be watching as well.